Welcome to our second part of our Prague trip.
So today we're going to be making our way from the hotel this morning and going up to Petrin Hill where the tower is, and apparently we've not been the most fortunate yesterday or today with the fact that it is quite foggy, but we'll go up there nonetheless and see if we can get a good shot of the city. And then a bit later on in the evening, then in the later afternoon, we're going to be making our way to the other main Christmas market outside of the old square, which is right next to the National Museum. So we'll be having a look in that, and then there's a few more places that we want to stop, look at, maybe try some food. So we will show you what we get up to in our last few days in Prague. So we are about halfway up Petrin Hill. Considering we did Prague Castle yesterday, it's got nothing on this.
Yeah.
It's a very steep incline, so just bear that in mind if you want to do that when you come to Prague.
It's also, I will say though, we're halfway up and you can already see across the city, and
Very beautiful.
And we haven't got a massively clear day, so I do think when we get to the top it'll be worth it, but it is...
Yeah,
it's a climb.
It's not very gradual either. It is kind of steep from the off.
Yeah.
For breakfast, we decided, because we were going to do this was the first thing we were going to do on our itinerary today, that we'd have a bit of a lighter one. So we just decided to stop into the local McDonald's next to our hotel and just stop in the McCafe. So we're going to make our way up now. It's only a little bit further, and we should be able to get to a nice vantage point to have a view of the city.
We'll see when we get to the top.
We made it to the top, finally. Petrin Tower is literally right next to us.
Looks like a little mini Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, there's a restaurant called Eiffel as well, so I would assume the Petrin Tower is like, it was replicated to look a little bit like the Eiffel Tower, I'd assume.
Yeah.
There are toilets up here, but just obviously if you come to Prague you probably would have realised that by the time you've been here for a little while, but most of the toilets do charge a fee for you to use them. I think the standard, because there was one in the McDonald's that we were in earlier this morning, I think the standard's about 20 Czech krona. The only difference with this one up here to just be mindful of is it is cash only.
I'll show where to bring it to you.
So we've just been inside Pernikovi Panacek, which is a gingerbread bakery, one of the more well-known ones in the city of Prague, and they're renowned for the fact that they use Czech honey mixed in with their gingerbread mix, which they bake all the gingerbread men, and also there's various little, like, would you say, like little pastries and then little, like, bonbons and stuff.
They had like chocolates, and biscuits and stuff, as well as all the gingerbread, but there's like hundreds and hundreds of things in there. It obviously smells very good.
But we got you can get them plain or you can get them decorative, so we got a decorative one and a plain one, so we're going to give them a go now. Another thing to add as well, there is also a section in the corner where they're baking it fresh, so if you wanted to you could get fresh ones or you can get the decorative ones, but obviously they're a bit
bit colder and a bit harder because they obviously have been left to stand for quite a while. Really nice crunch to it. Icing's nice and sweet. Yeah, you can get a little bit of the honey as well. So yeah, very strong gingerbread. I would give that. I give that an 8.5 out of 10.
The difference I would say to these gingerbreads are when you have normal gingerbread, they're quite soft, and obviously the predominant flavour is ginger, and it's normally quite strong. I would say with these, because they've got the honey mixed in, it's very sweet batter. The gingerbread, almost, because I'm assuming the honey is like crystallised in the batter, the outer bit of the gingerbread is like crunchy, and then it goes softer as you get into the middle. It's a really good gingerbread, to be fair. I don't think, the store is incredibly busy. I wouldn't say it's actually overhyped for what it is. No. It's actually really nice. Some of them are quite pricey. Yeah, especially for a gingerbread biscuit.
Bags, the sealed bags can go up to sort of like £10-15 for the big ones.
So maybe if you're going to try it and you're going to try it whilst you're here and it's not a gift for someone, or you're not going to take it home, get the ones that aren't packaged, but still, it's a really good gingerbread. I would also give it an 8 out of 10. Really strong and tasty.
So just a side note as well, the other thing that's really close to the gingerbread store, which is just out there by the square, is the narrowest street in Prague. There was quite a queue. We did get some footage of it. We're not going to do it now, just because there's other things that we wanted to go do and see, and we've daylight's burning as we go along, so
So we've now come across to Cinemood, which I think has gone quite viral on TikTok, to be honest. It's known for its Cinnabons and its different kind of flavours. So we got the salted pretzel Cinnabon, which actually can't remember what was in there, but I'm assuming it's salted caramel, cream, and a pretzel. So we'll give it a go now. So the big dollop of cream on the top is actually cream cheese. Okay. So it's actually got a bit of a sour taste to it. It's not very sweet at all. And it's very thick, the cream on the top. It's kind of like just dumping like a big bit of Philadelphia on the top of it. So I don't know how I feel about that kind of bit of it. The Cinnabon in itself, it's not too doughy, because some Cinnabons can sometimes be a bit doughy, like a bit underbaked. I don't know, I think it's a little bit mid. Yeah, you get a good amount of the actual Cinnabon. I'd give it a 7 because I think the flavour is nice, but I would say it's nothing amazing. It's not blowing my socks off.
Yeah, I agree a bit with Mena. I think it's quite heaped on the top with the cream cheese. There's a little bit of like, I don't know if that's toffee or like caramel sauce in the middle. Salted caramel in the middle, and that kind of helps with the texture of it, because yeah, it would be really dry if it didn't have that element in there. It does give a little bit of like a claggy texture when you kind of bite into it. Yeah, a little bit underwhelming actually. I'd probably give that a 6.5. I think the portion size for what it costs is really good. So yeah, a bit underwhelming with that on 6.5. So we just left the National Museum now. I think we were there for about an hour and a half. Thoughts on the museum? I thought it was really good. I thought it was probably, I would go as far as to say, the best museum I've been in so far. The exhibits were really immersive. There was one particular part as well that I think then caught a recording of me doing, where they had VR goggles and it took you through certain parts of the exhibit, and I thought it was really immersive, really engaging as well. Probably the best exhibits I've seen in the museum, yeah, so 100% would recommend it. Even if you're not a biggest fan of museums, I'd definitely consider coming here and seeing what it has to offer.
So next thing we're going to do is go down to the other Christmas markets just down from the museum. I think you can probably see them a little bit behind us. I think they're supposed to be smaller than the ones in the old town.
So we've just left the markets now, and we're going to head over to food, which coincidentally is the place that we originally wanted to go to on the first night. So we're going to go there now. The markets are really good. They did have a few differences. They had a big ice skating ring at the front of it as you come down from the museum. So we are at Dim Sum Spot, which is the place we were originally going to come to on Thursday evening. We went somewhere else. So they had a few other items, but they specialise mainly in dumplings. So we got quite a wide assortment of different ones. So this is the chicken dumpling with shallots. Really nice. The dumplings are steamed. You can't get them fried as well for an extra charge. They're really filled, like with the protein that you order. Really filled dumpling. Nice shallots on it, and then they've got soy sauce, Chinese vinegar and chili oil. All mixes really well. Solid dumpling and quite filling as well. I give that a 9 out of 10. She said these are the pork. Yeah, so this is the pork one. It's really good. They're also flavourful as well. They're not filled with water, but they've got that little bit of water, kind of like xiaolongbao. So we also got, apart from just the normal steamed dumplings, we also got momo, and we also got shumai. So this is the pork momo. Mixes in with those little veggies. Got a bit more spice than just your normal steamed dumplings momo. That little extra kick was still really good. Yeah, collectively I'd give it 8.59 out of 10. Really good if you like dumplings. So it's our last morning/afternoon in Prague. So we've got a later flight tonight, and we're going to have one last look around and check out the hotel now, and then have one last look around the city. There's a few more things that we'd like to see and do before we head home. So we will show you what we get up to on our last day in Prague. We're in the cafe just below the dancing house. Quite generous seating, to be fair. I think in terms of cafes go, there's quite a lot of seating around the window side, and then also there's quite a bit at the back. They mainly do cold pastries, croissants, and they do lemonades as well, and little sort of cakes, tiramisu and different things like that. So we just came in here for a light breakfast, or late breakfast, and we got the ham and cheese croissant. Let's give it a try. Ingredients are really fresh. Fresh salad, ham and cheese is really nice. Not too strong, the pastries cooked well. Yeah, I'd give that 7 out of 10. Good little breakfast snack, get you going for the day. And the view is also really nice as well. If you sit on the window side, get a nice view of the river.
Yeah, so for it being the main cafe of like a tourist spot, it's still not overly priced, but let's give it a go, see what it's like. Yeah, I'd say it's a nice nice sandwich croissant. you know, like I said, it's pretty standard. But I give it, you know, a good 7 out of 10. I also got the raspberry and lime lemonade, which I've already had some of, because it looks like they kind of specialise more in drinks, and they had special lemonade, so that's what I got. It's quite tart, but when you get a hit of the raspberry, because it looks like raspberry puree, it gives a little bit of sweetness, but aside from that, it's quite a tart drink. But I'd give that probably a 7 out of 10 as well.
So we are just outside the Orthodox Cathedral of Saint Cyril and Methodius. Just below it, it's quite a prominent part, I think, of the 20th century history of Prague and Czechia. So to give you a bit of context for why this is such a significant place, back during World War II, during the German occupation of Czechia, the prominent member of the Third Reich was a member called Reinhard Heydrich. Czechoslovak people formed a resistance, which ultimately led to his assassination in 1942. Now, the people that participated in the assassination of Reinhard Heydrich hid in this crypt underneath the cathedral. Unfortunately, their location was eventually revealed by the Third Reich, kind of forced into the crypt for 21 days in there. We didn't film anything in there. I just recorded the front because I didn't want to be disrespectful to the men that lost their lives there and their story. I think if you are interested in the recent history of Czechia, I think it's a very important place to go see. It's free admission to go in. There are you can donate, but it's free entry, and it just gives you the timeline of their story. And also, there's a memorial in the crypt to the 7 members of the Czech resistance that sadly lost their lives. So we are now at Vyšehrad, which is a kind of neighbourhood location in Prague. There are also residential buildings around, but it's got like kind of a medieval fortress, I believe it was, a few hundred years ago.
It's very gothic.
Yeah.
The buildings around.
Yeah, it's got a St. Paul's Basilica in there. There's a cemetery, and then there's kind of like an open ground then with loads of different gardens and other buildings. Can't pay to go into the basilica. It costs around about £8 per person. But walking around the grounds fully is free. You can go into the cemetery for free. Yeah, it's got kind of like a good...
It's another good vantage point as well, isn't it? It's another... Prague have a lot of like high vantage points. Obviously that means there is a little bit of a climb. Yeah. It's not as big as...
No, it's nowhere near as bad as Petrin Hill.
No.
But no, it's a nice little place to come and have a look and, you know, get some shots of the city from the vantage point, and then coming around having a stroll around here. Yeah, it's really pretty. We decided to come back to the island because I wanted to feed the river rats, because I regretted not doing it when we came here the other day. Yeah, it was nice. It's nice to
Very cute.
it's nice to see something a little bit different as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're very, very engaging.
We got a whole thing of lettuce for 70p, so if you want to feed them something that's affordable, and they seem to really like it as well.
Yeah,
it's a good part of their diet, apparently.
Yeah, there's apples, lettuce, carrots as well.
Just have a research, I think, before you do it, obviously, to make sure you're feeding them the right thing. Kind of nice on a bit of a quieter day as well. Just sit and watch the world go by while you feed the river rats.
Okay.
So we are now at Baguetterie Boulevard, which is a Czech chained baguette and wrap restaurant. So they serve a different assortment, different flavours of baguettes, wraps, and then they also do potato chips and a few other dishes. So I got the Swiss baguette, which had brie, cheese, I think it was ham as well, tomatoes and bacon. So let's give it a try. Quite a connoisseur of sandwiches. I pretty much eat anything in a sandwich. The bread is really like crunch. It's got like a nice toast to it as well. So it's really fresh bread. The ingredients are also really fresh, and we obviously decided to get it sit-in rather than take away. But the cheese is like really nice and warm, like freshly done. Put it in the baguette. I really like that. That's as good as any sandwich that you'd get back home. I give that a 8.5 out of 10. In terms of sides, it's a bit different. So you could get the potato wedges, and you could have them with different sauces like tartar or ketchup, which is what Mena chose to get. Or you could get a soup. Now, I don't really know what's in it because it just said soup small. It's got, by the look of it, it's got little pieces of veg and a few little cubes of meat in there as well.
It was Cullen soup, wasn't it?
Cullen small soup, yeah. What was it?
Is Cullen the type of soup, though?
Yeah, it must be the type of soup. I've never had Cullen soup before, but let's give it a try. Quite a hearty soup. I don't know if it's like vegetable based because it looks like there's a lot of like kind of like chunks of different vegetables and kind of like leeks, potatoes. It's really nice. It's also quite nice to have in the season of winter. I don't know whether this is a seasonal thing, whether they do it all year round. I like that. I give that 7 out of 10.
Already started tucking into the potato chips when Kat was speaking. They're really good. They've got a really good crisp to them. They don't taste like potato because sometimes wedges can be really undercooked and then they taste too much like potato. They've got a really crispy outer edge with nice like herb flavour and then a nice soft inner edge. There's a lot they've like packed on the sauce, so there's a strong tartar flavour. I'd give them a good 8 out of 10. They're really good. I really enjoyed them. So I got the sweet rib baguette, which is pork ribs, caramelised onions, barbecue sauce, and then some form of cheese, which I can't remember what type of cheese it was. Just have to say as well, it smells really good in here because it smells like freshly baked baguettes. I'm not a connoisseur of sandwiches like Kyle, but I do love a baguette sandwich, so I'm very excited to try it. The baguette is really good. It's got a really nice crisp outer edge and then really soft again on the inside. A really good baked baguette. So the pulled pork inside of mine has got, again, it's not really chewy. It's got like a good soft texture. They've obviously packed a lot of like sauce in there with it. It's been marinated in something. It tastes like the barbecue sauce is a little bit aniseedy for me. That's just a flavour preference though, because I think if you didn't have that flavour preference overall, the sandwich, because that baguette is so good, it's just a really, really nice sandwich. Give it an 8 out of 10 as well. Really strong. So that was our 4-day trip to Prague. We hope you enjoyed. We gave you some inspiration of things to do in Prague, what you can do at Christmas time, where you can eat. I hope we give you a mixture of traditional and just other types of food to eat around Prague. Prague has got a really good food scene, and we've enjoyed a lot of the stuff that we've eaten here.
Personally, really enjoyed Prague. I think it's got the best feel of pretty much most of the cities I think we've been to in Europe. I'd also be interested, I don't particularly think you have to come in winter as well. I think in spring or summer it's supposed to be incredibly beautiful.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Especially parts like Petrin Gardens and different parts like that. Imagine it's very luscious and green in the spring and summertime.
Yeah.
So I think it would be a good destination to visit all year round, or just particularly at Christmas time.
So that was our trip to Prague. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.